Hello and welcome to the Education Podcast. I will explore critical topics in education. I am Abdul Salam Amo. With the holidays upon us, both teachers and parents are often on the lookout for new school opportunities. In this twofold episode, choosing the right school is the focus. We are joined by the education expert, Mrs. Dideolu Adekogbe. Mrs. Adekogbe will share her expertise on what factors to consider when selecting the best school for your child's needs and how teachers can find schools that align with their career aspirations. Whether you're a parent seeking the perfect educational environment for your child or a teacher aiming to advance your career, this episode is packed with valuable insights and practical advice. Hello, madam.
Okay.
Good to see you again. Thank you. What are the key factors parents should consider when selecting a school for their child?
Yeah, very interesting question and it's worthy of consideration even at a time like this because this is the end of session and this is a time parents also want to shop for schools, especially for those whose kids just finished their primary school, or those who feel like, or those who relocated, or those who just feel like they want to change. Maybe they didn't get the value they look forward to in their previous school. So it's a very good one. And then because the choice of school, we actually determine the future. We determine the future. We determine how far a child can go. We determine how well a child will be able to integrate properly in the society. Just some few minutes ago, my husband and I were discussing, and somebody said, if you want to marry right, you want to marry into good family, you also need to position yourself. That if your parents are living far away, maybe interior places and the rest like that, it may hinder. Well, I said, well, fine. But I also believe that children come from different places. We all came from different backgrounds. But as God blesses you as a child, you also must also bless your parents. You must allow that your blessing to get to your parents in such a way that their standard of living should also improve. So that when you get to the time that you are introducing somebody for marriage, where your parent will also be, is a function of your progress. So same thing happens to school. In school, you get connection for marriage, you get connection for business, you get connection for everything. So making the right choice is a good one. So the choices we make will either help our children to get to the places we imagine or dream for them to be, and some choices may also prevent them from getting to that place. So for me, there are three major factors that I consider. There are other ones we also talk about. One is your budget. What you have in your pocket, what you have in your bank account is a function of where your child can go. We are in a world that we can no longer pretend that things are right when things are not. So we really must. You can't send a child to school and you are not able to pay the school fees, and the child may continuously being on the list of defaulters, school fees defaulters. That child's morale is being tampered. That child's life is being tampered with. If you want to get a car, or you want to get a landed property, or you want to rent an apartment, what do you get ready for? Fund. You can't go looking for a car, looking for land, looking for an apartment if you don't have money. Same thing happens to you wanting to put your child in school. You must have money or have a regular source of income. And that regular source of income, what comes in is what you budget, having taken care of all other aspects that are also very important, because accommodation is important, feeding is important before you talk about that. So for me, I say, for anyone who is trying to look for a good school for the child, you must look at your budget, what you have in your purse. Two, your location, your preferred location. What location do you prefer? Where are you living? or where do you think your child's school should be? And then the family value, the family value, the family value in everything you do. You must know how much you have. You must know the preferred area that you want your child, that school to be, where you'll be most comfortable. That if your child goes there, there's a level of guarantee of safety and security. You know, that kind of. Then your value. What is your value? So these are foundational facts or background facts or background considerations. These are considerations that are background that cannot be toyed with. Whatever is it that you have, all other things are built like you lay a foundation for a building. You have to lay foundation before you start putting your blocks. So if you have settled my budget, this is how much we have from what comes in for us as a family, as a father and a mother. What is our earning? How much are we allocated for education? 2, preferred location. You know, because location is key, and if you don't choose your location right, you are going to end up having to pay for school bus or do school run. And these days, schools are looking for how to ensure that they do away with school buses, because it's giving a lot of schools a lot of problems. A lot of school problems. So location is key. How far is it to your property, to your home? Then the third foundation is your value. You don't just want to look for school and, oh, this school is fine, oh, the building is so fine, oh, the painting, oh, see the artwork, wow, look at the decoration, and you don't know what value, you don't know what's the content. Does it align with your belief? Does it align with what values you want to be imparted or passed down to your children? We are talking about choosing a school. You are not looking at public school. You are looking at private school. And of course, private schools also come in categories. You have them in A, B, C, and D. You understand what I'm talking about? Depending on what we said earlier, the budget. What you have as your budget will determine, is it the high school, the band A, just let's use the electric power terminology. Is it band A that your money can take care of without embarrassment? What's important here is what your budget can take care of without embarrassment. I will not love it for any child to go through the stress of being called out on assembly, or even if not called out on assembly. Schools have a way of doing reminders or defaulters. Children also know the moment they see that, they start looking in the direction of that child. That it destroys the self-esteem. After the fact that you have said you need a private, now you need to consider, do I need a mixed school in terms of either single sex school, gender now, boys school, girls school, especially for secondary school? Then you also need to consider, do I want my child to go to a boarding school or a day school? With the fund that you have, you understand? Then you also need to consider faith-based school. Do I want my child-based school? Am I a Christian? Am I a Muslim? You also need to consider this school where my child is going. I'd like my child to be able to speak some other languages apart from the regular, maybe Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, English, Spanish, Mandarin, and the rest. There's or German. You understand? You also need to consider that, which is a function of the plan that you have for your child in the future. Because, like I said, the kind of education we give our children will determine where they can get to. So, if you're looking at your child going to such schools where such languages are prevalent or are considered, you already open your child up to an international or global consideration in terms of maybe where to do the secondary school, where to go for the university, or where to work. So you also need to consider the medium of instruction, what languages they use. Then from there, you need to also look into the learning approaches. And you begin to wonder, how do you get this if you have not even been there? A lot of these things are on the website.
How can parents assess the quality of the school's curriculum and teaching methods?
Yes, this school can, that under this, go to the website. From the website, you can spot out things. You must have enough facts before you go to do visit. You're still going to go and do visit. You want to first do online shopping, school shopping. These days we do a lot of our shopping at home online, isn't it? You want anything you want to buy, food, raw foodstuffs, you can buy them online and they deliver to your home. So the same thing happens to our schools. Go online by your location. Since you have identified the location that you prefer the school to be, you understand, then schools in Ikeja, schools in Alakpere, schools in Agege, schools in Mushin, schools in Lekki, Aja, you understand, Surulere, anywhere, Ajangbadi, name it, Ikorodu, everywhere, Agege, and then names of schools will come. Or you say faith-based schools in this area, Muslim-based schools or Christian schools in this area, it will come out, that is religion, search online. As a matter, you can also search online based on fee. Do you know? A lot of schools put forth their school fees ranges. You can also search online based on fee. You can say schools within the range of 250, 300,000. School within the range of so and so. So you can. But when you sort those that are nearest to you, and then go to their website. Go to their website, go to their front, see their content in terms of curriculum. We're talking about the learning approach. We got to in the school learning approach, and then you need to evaluate here the school's curriculum. What kind of curriculum do they run? Purely Nigerian or America or with Finland, as many as they have access to. If you want purely Nigeria, you get. If you want a hybrid curriculum, then you can also make your choice. And so why you are looking at that? Because now schools know that website is a good factor. It's a good tool for marketing their products. So they ensure that basic information that we sell them is available on the website. They will tell you about the approaches we adopt here. We do student-centered learning, we do participative learning, all of this in parent involvement, all of them, you find them listed out, because it's no longer like we used to have, that you will hide all of those things and expect parents to come, because there is what is called shortlisting. You are going to shortlist, you are going to do a kind of reducing the number of choices you have, to reduce the number of places you go, even as a parent, or even as a teacher or somebody. If you want, you need to, so that you can reduce. You can't go to all the schools in Surulere. You reduce it by shortlisting, by the reason of what you have seen on the website. So get that, ensure that some schools will even go to the extent of telling you how well they give out homework. That is how well, not the one that is rote learning based, or they overload the children with a lot of homework and the rest. You get some of those information. You need to have recorded classes on the website. They have, on website they have pages, classroom interaction, classroom sessions. So while you are going through the website, you can have access to recorded class, and then you can see the interaction between the teacher and the student. That can give you an idea of if it's a practical base or just the stage style or whatever style. You can be able to get that, and then you can see they incorporate engagement, if they use ICT they use technology. All of those things can show from that level. Then you can also assess how they align their content with your child's need. It may look like, is this possible? There are some incidental situations that happen when classes occur. The way the teacher attends to such need of the child, maybe in questioning and the rest, can also make the parents to pick that. There are so many things that go online that you must look at and ensure that it's speaking about your school in a positive light, because parents who are shopping for school will take note of all of those silent small points.
What's the importance of extracurricular activities in the decision-making process for parents?
Extracurricular activities is a way of tapping into the potential of the child, tapping into the innate potential, talent of the child. A lot of children may not start off being exceptional academically. They show their exceptionality in the extracurricular activities, and then from there it spreads over to the academic. So extracurricular is very key for health purpose, for physical fitness, and then even for future. A lot of our children end up being in the sports, ending up being sportsmen and sportswomen, maybe athletes, football, basketball, and the rest of those things. And these are talents that are nurtured at this very tender stage of life. Not only academics makes children to be stars in life. Extracurricular activity, also play a major part. Some of them end up going into dance because they were members of a ballet. They joined the ballet group, or they were in the cultural group. So many of them, that has to do. Yes, some of them also are also members of a literary and debating, society, and they represent school, in debates, in quiz, and they end up becoming, moderators of events, MCs of events. These are things that come out of extracurricular. Some of them end up going into being instrumentalists. For those of them who learn to either drum, keyboard, and the rest of those things. Who would have taught somebody like Iman OMG? Am I right? Iman OMG. This guy who sings, a graduate of one of the private universities. I'm not sure he went to that private university to go and study music. I'm not sure that was what he studied in that university. But what he does now is singing. You understand? And then look at this our lady also, Funke Akindele. Funke Akindele was a member of the drama group. As an Akokite, I also knew they have there's this drama group in Unilag. She was a member of that drama group, and right from while she was in school, she had already started acting. There is this program they used to call "You Need to Know." It talks about sexuality, talks about diseases and the rest. HIV and the rest. She started. Now look at that. She studied law. I'm not sure she has ever been to the court to defend anybody. If she would probably ever wear that wig, maybe one of the content she created that had maybe a court scene or whatever. You understand? So these are the advantages of extracurricular activity. Extracurricular activity is not just sport alone. Painting, drama, instruments, and the rest. So extracurricular activity is key in children's education. And I tell parents, wherever you go, anywhere you go, looking for school, talk about extracurricular. Ask them to give you. You can ask of the profile of some of the students, some of the sporting activities they participated in, some of competitions. In art, you go to museum center, and you also have such centers, that you can go to. Cultural, you have Ministry of Culture in different other states that children can go to. There are competitions they need to do. So let parents ask, because as a parent at home, your child in the primary school or your child in the secondary school, changing school or moving to secondary school, you would have seen some of the inherent tendencies of maybe drawing, writing, and the rest. So when you are going to search for school, to select school, remember to go with the talent of your child, so that you can take that child to the school where the talent can fit and it will be nurtured. And you can also get information about that even on the website. There can be on the website. They can even show awards. They can show prizes and awards that the school won when different students represented them in different competitions, either sport, in art competition, in drama, in dance, in instrument. I know a secondary school, when they do their common entrance is a full day. They do theory, they do oral, and they do sports and also instrument. One full day. They start off with writing, then they do that kind of oral session, and then they take them to the field. Go and run. What can you do best? Are you a sprinter 100 meters? Will you be good in 4x4? When they are done, then they take them to their laboratory, to the musical lab. And which instrument can you play here? That's the prerequisite for the admission. Not all just academics. They want to ensure that you have value. You want to add value to the school. Schools are also looking for children who can add value to them, because the schools want to continuously be engaged in activities, and they want their children to go and represent them. When they go for competitions and they win, the name of the school comes out. Oh, so school won this. And so schools are, as much as they want children to come, they also want children who can add value to them. So extracurricular activities. Another important is also entrepreneurial training. Entrepreneurial training talks about business sense, developing business sense, nurturing business sense in children beyond the extracurricular activities. The extracurricular activities give them that skill. The entrepreneurial training enable them to be able to turn their talent, transform their talent to money. They can start using that and they make money. Then they can also make some artworks that they can sell. They should have that, I'm talking about financial literacy. As a matter of fact, from primary, they can get engaged in small bits of the things. They do bidding, they bid, they do knitting, all of these things, small stuff. They can be sold off, and they have money. They have their piggy bank, and they can keep their money. So you already started. Some of them can cook. It's also part of the entrepreneur cooking, helping their cooking skill. What is this lady's name? This lady that won, that did yes, Hilda Bassi. Hilda Bassi is cooking. Somebody has said, how do you mean? So because of cooking, but that has launched her into the world record. So entrepreneurial training is key, allowing the children to be able to gain business sense, nurture financial literacy in such a way that they be able to get money, and also be able to manage how money is being spent. So then you also need to be on the lookout, for life skills. Schools that also nurture life skills like swimming. Swimming is a life skill. There are some basic professions that you are likely not to get job if you don't know how to swim. Like if you are in chemical engineering, you are a geologist and the rest. You must be able to swim, because you go onshore, offshore, and the rest of those things. As a matter of fact, even driving, some schools do competition for their children in bicycle. They do bicycle day as part of days to ensure that children learn. Some schools really get this toy almost want to look like a Volkswagen or some of those, and put children through driving. You understand? These are life skills.
How can parents access the physical environment of the school in judging whether to enroll their children there or not?
All right. The physical environment can be accessed online, and more practically physical. They must visit. You need to see the library. You need to see the laboratories. Then if it's a primary school, you need to see the playground. You need to see, if they say it's a Montessori school, do they have a Montessori room? Do they have art studio? They have a library, ICT room. All of these things must be assessed. And then you may even take to the point that they can, you wouldn't mind them seeing one of the laptops or the computers or whatever they have, so that it's not just decoration. You understand? You want it booted so that you can see that it's working. We have schools that have some things that are not working that are in school. If it's only 5 that is working, put the 5 there and let it be working. And when you are asked to boot it, it can boot and it can function. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to fill your lab with all systems that are not working. It's important that And then the restroom, the convenience is a major point. Anywhere that is a public place, either a church, a mosque, a shopping mall, a cinema, a school, one of the major facilities that must be present is a toilet, the restroom. And it must be well distinguished as in male and female, and there must be somebody there that we attend to whosoever that want to use that facility. And water must also be there, must also be clean, without any form of, because these are where you also test the cleanliness and hygiene, of the school. Then empathy. You will say, how can you know this when you are just shopping for school for a day or so? We call some things incidental occurrences that open parents up to know if a school does some things in this area. For example, a mother and a child went to school, a preschool, anywhere primary, but a preschool child got to the receptionist, to the front desk, and after engaging in conversation, and the mother was talking about, okay, my child, what classes do you have? What is your class groupings? Class grouping is also important. You get to school, class grouping. When you are searching for school, I want to believe that parents in this generation are not the parents who want their children to skip classes, because I am an advocate of bring up primary 6. And to bring up primary 6 means that you complete your primary school circle, complete the primary school circle from primary 1 to 6. I know that foundation, early years, preschool is also important. As important as it is, it's not more important than primary 1 to 6. So when this child gets there, the mom started talking to the receptionist, concentrated on the mother, gave all necessary information, and in the mind of the mother said, this is not the place for my child. What do you think would have been responsible for that? If you're a parent, or if you are an officer in the school, how would you feel that I have spoken so well, Queen's English and the rest, convince this woman, give her information, give her pictures, show video clips. Why is it that the child is not coming?
Multiple reasons. It could be financial, it could be based on the environment. Perhaps the environment is not conducive enough, and it could equally be that there was no attention paid to the child while they were there.
That was it. Yeah, as much as those other ones could be, because it could also be more is the fact that my child who is to come to the school was neglected, and that's why we cancel schools. In your front desk office, create a place, especially for children. If you run preschool alongside, create a part where you have toys and child-like tears. When you see that child, as soon as you greet the mother or whosoever, give attention to that child. Hey, how are you doing? Good to have you here. Wow, our school is just good for you. See that? Yes, take care of this. Use this, play with this. Talk to me. I'm going to ask you a question about this. Do you know what? You have just told the mom that you pay attention to children, not just learning alone. You understand? So those factors are very important to see. So don't just be interested in wrapping parents up. Be also interested in engaging. If they come with as many people that come with that family for that inquiry, ensure that you engage them one way or the other. That is, as a school now, this is into part. This is for a school, and then as a parent, watch out for when you get to school. If your child is giving attention to, if all your entourage that went for the school visit is giving attention, because some parents deliberately will take a lot of people alongside so that they can see how they give them attention. So that's that. Then also another very important fact is safety and security measure. Safety and security measure is important for parents. When you search for school, ensure that the school is fenced. That's for security, fenced. gate, and there is a security personnel. You don't just walk in. Once one parent went to highly recommended school, she got there just for visit, and you know what, as good as the school is, when she was later asked, she said, I don't like the school. The security is porous. People were coming in and going out freely. There was no occasion for any security scrutiny, and that was why that child didn't go to that school. The child went to another school that could not have been compared to that other school. The security officer must be on ground, and the security post must also be a place that is well presented, not just where you hang everything, rooms there, everything, is the first point of contact with the school. So it's not just where everything, plates that they use, a bottle of drink and the rest. No, schools must pay special attention to their security post and the security personnel, trained and well dressed in uniform, not just randomly wearing anything. From now till the summer, because this is we call this a critical time for school, like injury time. Third time is a decision making time for schools. It's injury time. Your parents, some of them may not come back because of one or two things that they find not right. And some parents who come for visit, who come for shopping, may also not register or may register, depending. You understand? So it's important, the security officer, everything, and then you must also ensure that you, from what you see, there should be some inscription that to talk about no bullying in school. No bullying. In some of our schools, at their security posts, you would already have started seeing inscription: zero tolerance to bullying, zero tolerance to child abuse. Some of these things are signals. And then when you enter inside the school premises, you also have inscriptions, typed out and pasted in very strategic places to let parents know that you take security and safety seriously. And then also ensure that the parents should also ask about emergencies, the healing bay. They can also see this on the website when you get to any school. The day parents are going to do their school visit, it's not a day they can rush. It's not a day you can rush. You cannot say, I have an appointment. You won't do a thorough job, because you are talking about committing your child in the care of someone. You understand? And you must ensure that you have done your due diligence in terms of what you have to be on the lookout for. Not one person should go, maybe the dad and mom and the senior brother, or one uncle or auntie, so that what father did not see, mother will see. What parents cannot see, uncle, auntie, or senior brother or senior sister will see. So when they all get back home, they can compare notes. And so I saw that. I saw the way the teacher looked at a child. I saw the way the child spoke to a child. I saw the way that teacher handled that child. Everybody will compare notes and you can make decision. So that should be. Then also you must also ask for transportation issues. Safety. Do you do school run? School bus rather. What zones? Your drivers. Ask questions. This is the time that parents must use their buyer's power. So you must, the library, check the library. Is it well stocked? Do they have a canteen? You may ask that you want to see where they are cooking. You want to see their caterer, their cooks. Because it's your money. You're a buyer. You're a buyer now. You want to buy. You want to know where you are putting your money. So before your child goes in, you can make demand. Can I see the kitchen? Because you got there, you didn't tell them you were coming. So that's going to be, that's appropriate time. Not that you say you are coming and they would have been well prepared. You want to see these officers in their natural habitat, behaving naturally without any form of packaging, unusual packaging. So you can get them. Are they using the scarf or the cap properly? Do they have apron on? What are those? So some of these things are the plate. What kind of plate? Where is it dining? How is it arranged? So those are very valuable part of the school, because the child is going to grow in that environment. That child is going to grow in that environment, and everything about that environment is going to affect the child physically, emotionally, psychologically, physiologically, everything. So it's important that parents don't overlook that. And teachers, qualification of teachers. When you want to buy something, you can ask if it is original or fake. If you get something, this is original, I usually tell, I want the fake. If this is an original, give me the fake, so that I can know that there's a distinction between the original that you say you have and the fake. If you don't have fake, I will not buy from you, because it could be the fake that you are giving me for original. You understand? What do you have? What are the qualifications of your teacher? And I may also have to ask as a parent, what is the rate of your turnover? What's your turnover? Or no, this is something that the school don't have power over. But schools always try to ensure that they reduce the turnover rate by how much they pay their teachers. That is the salary. The salary that is available is a function of how well a person, a staff, will stay for a very long time.
So we'll get to that shortly. But we'll be talking about as the parents, and before we get to that, I would like to ask about this issue of school fee increments. How can parents and school managers navigate or agree around this to sustain the school?
We are all human, and we are all here right here in Nigeria. We are all here in this world. Everything to toilet through has gone up. To take away those plates that we used to buy stuff, and the spoon. Before, when you go to places to buy stuff, they don't charge for spoon. Now they will charge your spoon. The spoon is 50 naira. How much? That usually come with the package of the takeaway. Parents and everybody must know that things have changed. School must know that things have changed. School want to increase, and parents are saying our salaries are also not increased. And then school fees want to increase, but we must find a level ground. So it's important for us to look at the fact that there will naturally be increase. That will have to be increased if you want the best. If you don't want your schools to be changing their teachers like changing a baby's diaper, you understand? We must be ready to face that change. But what we are looking at, consideration. What consideration will school be putting in to ensure that the increase is not too much for parents to be able to bear? Much more, even school bus. School bus, that one, there is nothing they can do except parents who want to do school run by themselves, because fuel has gone up, maintenance of vehicles have gone up, everything has gone up. Even the engineers that repair, their charges have also gone up. So everybody must come together to know that we need to increase. But what rate? Are we using percentage? Are we using the percentage of the school fees they are collecting now? Is it 5%, 10%? Or are we doing an outright figure? Are we adding an outright figure? And that is also a function of the class of school. How much is a school fee now? We also determine. And it's also a function of facilities that are also provided. In schools, in classrooms, conducive classrooms, we have ACs, we have fans. You understand? That will require power to manage. So if you have ACs, you have to be seriously on band-aid for you to be able to sustain that, or you have to get big Anaco generator with a diesel or anything. If not, parents get back to come and complain, my children are sweating, the uniform is dirty, and so they will even come and complain that school bus should have AC, and what cost goes with that? So there must be an increase, but the increase is also what we have to look at as part of working with school manager, the parents and everybody. Is also for schools to also look into how they can reduce physical materials like paperwork. How paperwork can reduce. Even children textbooks can transform or can translate from physical hard textbooks to e-copies, and parents must be ready to provide device that children can access it. Workbooks can still be hard copy. Workbooks can be hard copy, but textbooks can be soft copy, because printing now is heavy. Printing now is heavy, and that's taking a lot of money. So if we can reduce that, take that off, so we can now concentrate on tuition. And tuition takes care of so many things. It takes care of building, maintenance of the building. It takes care of the electricity. It takes care of water. It takes care of the safety. It takes care of so much, and they also takes care of the salary. And they must also take care of the rent. That is the facility, the rent, the building rent. So all of these are things that are going. And because the moment things increase, your landlord will come and tell you that cement has increased, as if they're just building, as if it's a fresh building. But if there's a maintenance to be done, they won't buy the cement for 700 naira that they bought it then. They have to buy it for like 8,000 now to do the maintenance. So many things have gone up. So landlord, they increase their own rent. They don't even care what you do. They tell you this is what we want to collect, and it goes to school too. The moment they see number of children coming in, they feel that they must increase their rent. And so all of these things, it's a lot more even for schools. I feel for schools, and I know that as a parent also, I also feel for us as parents. But we must come to a level ground, because we want our children to go to school, and because they need to go to school, it's important that we do a lot of things very right. So there must be an increase, but it must be proportional in such a way that parents can be able to pay. And there must also be a way for payment, instrumental payment. There can also be discounted payment for multiple children. Parents that have 3, 4, 5 children, they also be given discount. They can also be allowed to pay. So instrumental can come in different ways, depending on how it's convenient for parents. And payment of school fees is also personal. It can't be a standard of general application. There are parents who do one-off. They pay the school fees one-off at the beginning of the session, even during the holiday. Some pay a whole session one-off. Some pay termly, while some we do half-termly. Instrumental half. Some we even ask for monthly payment. I think schools should also consider that, and then look at the integrity of parents. The integrity of parents will also help in this decision making, so that we can all balance up and then be able to see that we're all heading in the right direction. Parents will also find it okay. All right.
Yes, sir. So I would like us to go to the teachers. And over the past hour, we'll be talking about choosing the right school with Mrs. Dideolu Adekogbe of Flourish Gate Global Consult. And it's been an exciting experience. So I believe it will be the same for parents and teachers as they look out for schools in the near future. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you for having me.
You can catch up with news and other information in relation to the education sector on educeleb.com. And until next time, I'll remain the host at the Salam. Bye for now. The second part of the episode on choosing the right school continues next week, focusing on how teachers can do so effectively. The video is linked below. Join us again.
One of the first things is not even salary. Teachers should look for places that can help them to grow career path. 2, they can also when they visit school, they go for interview, they should look out for the environment. Is it a toxic environment or a friendly environment?